Hello YouTube, it's Just Stone here again with another video. And you know what, it's been a bloody long time since I brought you one of these, but today we are going to be doing a belt review, and what makes it even better is that it's an old Attitude Era replica belt. So yeah, as you can see, well, the title gives us away what it is, but you know, I'm going to sort of tease you a little bit, like a little minx. And yeah, this belt, we're going to look into this. So as you can see, it's got the old WWF Attitude logo on there in the old school belt case. Yeah, so nothing more to be said really. Let's have a look at this bad boy, go into it. It's the first time I'd ever seen one of these up close in person. So yeah, this was a bit of a special one, and considering it's an old Attitude belt. So without any more further ado, I'm going to lay this thing out. We're going to take a look at it, show you, like, give you up close shots of it, and yeah, you know, if anyone wants to help pick one up or whatever, hopefully this video helps them. So come on, let's go take a look. All right, so here we go. We got the WWF Attitude logo here. I'll just give you a quick tour of the bag itself. I can't remember if I've done an Attitude Era belt, so this might have been the first time on my channel that this bag has been featured, but basically this was one of the original batches of belts, and I think they first came out around 2000, 2001. So considering we're in 2019 now, this belt must be about 18 years old at least. Maybe on the back it will tell us exactly when it was produced. But yeah, it's sort of quite similar to the bags you get now, but the material is a lot more different. As you can see, it's not that sort of smooth, sexy thing that you get on the more modern belts. But this was one of the original ones when they first started making WWF Replica Championship belts. I believe WCW made replicas before WWF. Yeah, don't know what their bags or whatever were like. I think they were quite similar to this, really, obviously with the WCW logo. I might be wrong. But yeah, this is one of the originals here. So yeah, you got the WWF logo there, World Wrestling Federation, Attitude, and the red swoosh there. So yeah, this bag's a bit beaten up a little bit. There's a few, you know, tears there or what have you. But considering this is 18 years old, it's still in very good condition. Just so. So if we flip this over, it's literally, you know, quite the same to the more modern ones as well, in the sense that you got a zip, but it doesn't run from one end to the other. As I've said in the other videos, it's easier to take the belt out of those bags, but because this only runs sort of from there to there, you know, you got all that space in between. Yeah, you do have to sort of bend the belt to get out the bag. Now, I was thinking of doing my old, you know, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do my old click thing. But considering, like, you know, how the bag is, I might try and sort of fix it up so I can show you how you would take the belt out of the bag with these old things. So bear with me a second. I'm just going to sort of set this up, and I'll be back at you in just a second. Right, so yeah, I've just hooked this up on a tripod so I can show you. So yeah, to take this belt out, it's a little bit more difficult than the more modern ones. So obviously unzip it as so, and you're going to get the big reveal of what this belt is. Oh, look at that, a green backing. That's quite nice. Yeah, so to take these belts out, a little more difficult. You do have to, like I said previously, you have to sort of bend it a bit like that, and it makes it a bit more difficult. And you know, if you're very fussy about it, you do have to bend the strap backwards. So I don't know how that bothers you or what have you, but yeah, that's the way you do that. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna add in my click thing here, and the belt's magically gonna be turned over. So let's do that now. And there we go. So what we have here is a original World Wrestling Federation European Championship belt. Right, now looking at this up close, as I'm sure I must have said this before, the original belts were very flat in the sense that there wasn't like a great amount of detail in the etching. You know, it didn't sort of pop up. It wasn't like very 3D, and maybe you can tell that, or like from observe that, let's say, already. So just looking at this, I can sort of see it does look, a lot of it, you can see some detail with the grapplers and stuff like that, but it does look like almost like a flat plate of, you know, painted gold. But anyway, we're going to have a look at it anyway. So yeah, you got the, let me focus this, the WWF logo there, very nice. World Wrestling Federation and European Champion. So yeah, when I picked this up a couple of months ago, this was the first time I'd ever seen one of these belts, replica or what have you. And yeah, it was always good to see. I always liked this on TV, even though you'd probably say like, oh, it was just a belt they gave out to jobbers or anything like that. But it looked quite good. And of course, being in Europe, bit of controversy, whatever. at the moment, the Great Britain flag there. Yeah, I always took a liking for it because, like, yeah, Britain, Europe, fuck yeah, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so I quite liked this belt, so it was nice to pick one of these up. But yeah, so in terms of like it being a review, I'm just going to show you. So like I said, the original belts, you know, it seemed like they didn't put too much care into it. It just sort of churned these out. But the fact, if you have one of these original ones, the fact that it is original and it's, you know, quite old now, it sort of goes a long way, I think, if you're a collector or whatever. But anyway, look, as you can tell, like I say, not much attention to detail in the sense that, look at the, you can see the paint job here with the black. It's very rough. It's not straight. It's all like sort of coming out of where the paint should be. You can tell on the text as well, like, look, the O and the W, it's not very consistent. One might say it was been done with a Tipex pen, something like that, you know. I'll give you an overview of that. Here you got the, right, test my knowledge here, you got the Italian flag, you got the Swedish flag and the Portuguese flag along the bottom here, excuse me. So what is that? Green, yellow and red, this first one. I don't know if that's a mistake or am I just being dumb here. I don't really know. Tell me. It's Portuguese, Spanish, I guess that's Italian then. Great Britain, Italian again, German. I assume that's the Danish flag. The Swiss flag, German flag and the Greek flag. So you got some detail here, and like I said, let me just tilt this up. Look, so there's not like much sort of depth there. It's very flat. The plates are only like 2mm, but you can see, look, there's no real detail of these old belts. Of course, you can see some detail, but it's not, you know, striking. And then, of course, when you look at it head on, if you look at that, it's hard to make out some of the detail, isn't it? I mean, I'd say so. So there you got two grapplers. Looks a bit dodgy. You got some sort of floral tooling on the top. Over here you got another set of grapplers. There you go. And you got little, what are they, daisies or something there. There's one on the other side. Just there. And this red ribbon that does say European Champion. So the design of it, I think, was pretty good. But then the replicas, don't know, do they still make these now, like, better? I don't know, I'm not sure. Obviously, it would have, like, WWE and everything. So the side plates, here you got two grapplers again with the WWF logo at the top. Plates are pretty nice and big. And here you got World Wrestling Federation. And, oh my goodness, look at the paint job on this WWF logo. It's quite bad, I'd have to say. Jeez. It's not even, like, within the F there. It's all over the place. But, yeah, this is the way belts were back in the day. On the other side, it looks like it's the same grapplers as you had there. So, sort of no sort of, like, mirror flipping, or if you get what I mean. And, yeah, that plate's the same in the paint job, and that's pretty shoddy as well. So, sort of, let's tilt this up, take a look at that. So, flat. Flat. Flat and flat. So, something that they didn't do, which was really annoying. The first original belt I got was a different one, and I always noticed there's a big old space here, which is where the property plate would be, and it was really annoying that they didn't include it. So here you've only got 5 plates altogether, and there should be a 6th one, you know, saying like property of the World Wrestling Federation or what have you. So, just for this review, we're fortunate enough that I actually ordered a property plate for another belt, actually, for my original one, which I planned to put on but never got round to doing. So I guess it would sort of sit like that. Let me just focus. Yeah, so you'd have 6 plates there like that. Because obviously with the space, that's where the property plate would be. So I'll just give you a quick overview of this. So this actually says, sorry, focus, property of the World Wrestling Federation. The paint job's a bit better on that, but obviously not perfect. You got sort of tooling around the edge, all the way around. And on the back, you'd have the 4 bolts. Sorry, I'm just going to put this down so I can focus it for you. 4 bolts there. So these just unscrew. And then obviously if you've got the holes in the back, they would screw back in and the plate would sit there as so. Like that. Alright, so I'll just get that out of the way for a second. So here you got the female snaps and the stitch box around it. Go over to the other side. You've got the male snaps. You've got more of those sitting on there, like so. And yeah, the original belt I got, I do know that I don't really refer to what it is, just because I always feel like if I do a review on that, it's like to be a surprise because it's my favorite belt. Maybe you can guess what it is, but that strap had stamping on here. It had the WWF logo, but this one's just got stitching all the way around, so nothing too special around the artificial leather strap. So I'm just going to sort of speed this up a bit because it's literally just stitching all the way around, nothing too special, like so. So yeah, I'll just speed that up right now. That just runs all the way around. Yeah, all right. So if I flip this over now, so as far as I know, this is one of the only ones that had different color strap, or rather than black and having that sort of, you know, that sort of leather feeling with all the cracks in it. And that this one's just a nice smooth green backing. It feels quite nice. And let's see. So you got all the, what does that say? Figured Toys Co. You can't really see it there, but that's what that is. Officially licensed WWF product. Blah blah blah. Right, there you go, 2001, yeah. So that was the same year as well that I picked up my original. So maybe these were sort of, you know, designed in the back end of 2000. But yeah, 2001, I believe, is when they first went on the market. So there you go, same year as WrestleMania 17. Arguably my favorite WrestleMania of all time. 18 years old right now. Made in China, WWF.com. And then you got the WWF hologram logo there. You can't really make it out, but I can attest that it does say WWF on it. You can see a little bit there. So yeah, here you got all the screws on the back, like I just showed you with the property plate. You know, if you made the holes in the strap, they would sit in there. The side plates here. This green does feel very nice and smooth. It's quite nice actually. There you got the back end of the male snaps, and on the other side you got the other side plates and the female snaps, the ones that get plugged up. Yeah, not much else to show there. There you go, you can see the WWF logo a bit there. Yeah, it's nice smooth backing there, green backing. Flip this back over. Let me just say, I should have said it in the start, if the lighting's a bit bad, I do apologise. It's a very dull day here in London, England. I was afraid to put any lighting on this in case it sort of reflected off the belt and made it even worse, but anyway, so that's the replica original version of the European Championship. As with all my videos, I'll sort of put it on so you can sort of see what it's like on me. About 5'11", blah blah blah. And yeah, you know, it's one of my favourite belts, even though it seemed WWF or WWE didn't really value it. But there you go. Anyway, let's go to the old thing where I sort of wear the belt, just sort of show you what it looks like on me. Alright, so I'm hoping this is focused, and I'm sorry I have to project my voice a bit. I don't have my microphone on because the whole setup of it wouldn't work with this. But anyway, here's the belt here. Let's put it over the shoulder, like that. So this strap looks like it's been broken in a bit because the original ones were very stiff. The other belt I'm mentioning always like stuck out like that. But yeah, this one works pretty well down the back. Don't know how many owners this has already had, but anyway, let's try this bad boy on, like so. Oh, blimey, put it around my big old belly. Snaps pretty good. So I won't do them all up, I'll just do about 6 or so. Flip it round, and there we go. Bear with me. Just tucking it over my jean belt. Yeah, hope you can see all that. Do excuse the mess behind. Situations being what they are, here that's all we can do. So yeah, that fits pretty well. I'm just trying to see if there's a curve on this. There's a bit of a curve. I don't know if it's been worked in at all. But yeah, this fits quite nice and snugly, really. Yeah, there we have it. European title around the waist. Like so. I should have one of those platforms that Bobby Roode has just so I can rotate. But there you go. That's the European title around the waist there. What do you think? looks pretty good. Like I said, I do like the design of this belt. I kind of wish they would bring it back. It would just, you know, add a bit of like sort of, you know, retro feel to it if you're an older, or I was going to say more mature fan, but everyone's always a bit childish these days. But yeah, let's say retro fan, you know, a fan of the retro days, the old days, the good old days. Yeah, so what else is there to say, really? If you can pick one of these up, I think it will cost you quite a bit now, like I said, because it's one of the original belts. But yeah, if you're a fan of it, you do have to sort of make do. I'm just going to come in a bit closer. You do have to make do with it being like, you know, flat, not very sort of detail popping, if you get what I mean. You know, the plates are only 2mm thick and the detail's quite flat on it. But yeah, if you're a fan of one of these belts and you're adamant to get a WWF one, do expect to pay quite a bit of money for it, I'd say, because the fact that it's WWF and it's one of the originals makes it all the more rarer and all the more pricier, unfortunately. Yeah, but this is a pretty good belt, you know, considering for the way they made them back in the day. Yeah, that's it really. I haven't really got much more to say. I'll be rambling on too much. So anyway, guys, I always do appreciate, you know, people coming back watching the videos. I do understand that people like the belt reviews, but like I've always said, it can't go on for much longer or what have you. So when I just do videos talking about stuff, you know, get involved, man. I do like making the videos, and the fact if I know there's someone there watching it, you know, or engaging with it, makes me want to do them even more. I know I don't put them out regularly like some people do, but it's just the way my life is, unfortunately. I try to do the best I can. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you were planning to pick one of these up, hopefully this does help you. And yeah, do like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I do appreciate it. Yeah, WWF Attitude replica of the European Championship in the bag. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best.